In this video, I'm going to be explaining a simple neural network. So this is basically a diagram showing a two hidden layer neural network. So there are two hidden layers, and then the final layer is actually output layer. So this is a total of 3-layer neural network. And then we have inputs. Inputs are nothing but features. Let's name them x1, x2, x3, x4 and so on, xn. And these features are nothing but, if you're predicting house price, then they are going to be something like square feet. They are going to describe number of rooms. They are going to say number of bathrooms, and these are all features that can eventually tell us the price of estimate the price of the house. So the output is going to be estimate price. So to understand how this neural network works, we have to look at how a single neuron actually works. To begin with, let us first understand a single neuron. It's called perceptron. So a single neuron right here, if you take, and then if we want to see how this black box works, we have to take single neuron and understand that first. To begin with, this is a single neuron. Okay, so this right here is single neuron. It has two parts. One is a summation, another is an activation function. So this is an equation, and the next is the activation. What this equation represents is nothing but summation xi wi plus b. Okay, so this can be x1, this can be x2, this can be x3. In this case, it is going to multiply x with weights, right? So this is a feature. These weights are going to tell how much these features are important. If it is square feet, then it is very important. So it is going to multiply square feet with a weight of something like 1.3 or 1.34, something like this, and then it is going to add it to the next feature and next feature's weight, and that is what this equation is all about. Next is an activation function. Activation function is it's used to actually control the neural network without going off limits, because the square feet can be somewhere between 100 and 10,000. So this can be between 100 or 10,000 square feet. When you have such a large number and you multiply it with 1.34, then it becomes 13,400, and this is increasing significantly for just one neural network. There is going to be number of hidden neural network, then it is going to go to next neural network, and then it is going to go to another neural network, and think if all the weights are higher, it's going to come up with numbers that doesn't make sense, that is too high, and it's going to collapse the neural network. So you have to have a function that regulates all values between a certain point. So many of the activation function will regulate the numbers between 0 to 1 or -1 to 1. In this way, we have a very consistent neural network that is more optimized and gives a better result. If you don't scale all the input values, all the output values to a range of 0 or 1 or -1 to 1, then we are having a trouble of actually big values, and those values cannot be reliable. So this single perceptron is somewhat like a human brain. We have axons, axon termina. These are the inputs, and then this is going to go straight inside the nucleus of our nervous system. Then it is going to give an output. This output can go to brain. So on paper this sounds pretty straightforward, but human brain is much more complex and we still don't understand a lot about it. Okay, so the weights will be randomly initialized at first. It will be like 1.1 or 1.34, and then this will be 0.8, this can be somewhere between 0.2. If it is a feature that is not very important, then it will have a weight of 0.2. Sometimes weights can have even negative values. So if a feature is contradicting to the price of the house, then it is going to be negative. Not only price of house, any neural network with any data is going to have random initial weights that is going to run continuously, that is going to change continuously until the neural network is pretty stable, and until the neural network is able to come up with predictions that is pretty accurate, that is having the least error. Until that, these weights will be changing. And then at last, we have to see how this works out in real life. Okay, so what is this B bias term? Bias is nothing but equal to 1, simple. And why you need bias? Let's say you have a future, or let's say you have a weight 0, or let's say you have a future 0, then this entire thing becomes 0, then this feature becomes useless, right? So you want bias term, you want to add plus b equal to 1. In that way, you are not going to kill this neuron. You are going to make sure that this neuron still exists even with something very minimum value. It's going to pass in hidden information to the, some information to the next neuron. In that way, you will not kill any neuron. In that way, you will not zero out all the neurons and have a bad neural networks. That's why this bias is used. So basically, this is the equation of a single neuron, right? And then we have an activation function, as we told before, and this gives an output yi. This yi can be an output directly predicting something, or this can be fed into another neuron similarly, and then another activation function. So activation function, there is a lot of different types of activation function. These are some of the commonly used activation functions. They just scale all the values between certain limits. This is called backpropagation. This ensures that the weights are initialized randomly, and as the model is being trained, as the iterations number of times it is getting trained, it is going to reach a global minima and make sure that it is going to get the minimum error or the maximum accuracy. So I'm not going to go in detail about cost function right here, but I think that's it about neural network. The weights will be initialized randomly, and then every time this neural network the neural network is getting trained, it is going to be fed with answers and also the inputs, right? So every time it makes a error, it is going to evaluate itself, and if the evaluation metrics that we give is high, so let's say MSE or mean squared error or root mean squared error is high, then it is going to take huge steps. It is going to change the weights considerably more than having less error. So there are various optimizers to make sure that these weights are going on the right path. These weights are tuned properly. Some of the most advanced optimizer is actually RM optimizer. So this will ensure that the weights are initially large and then the weights decrease to have the best accuracy. So I think that's it about neural networks. That's what I can cover on under 5 minutes. Thank you.